Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis, where I'm gonna analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. And as you can see, for this week I have 4 pairs on my list in comparison to last week's list where there were only 3 pairs on this list. So I have found one more trade setup pretty much in comparison to the amount, but those are trade setups that I believe are the most suitable for my strategy this week and are setups that are likely to play out depending on if they give me the correct trade entry and price formation that I'm looking for, but I will go into that in the coming minutes. And of course I have 2 yellow marked pairs here which were part of last week's list but are not featured in this week's list. So we have a look at those pairs again as a brief recap and see how those pairs have performed. So stay tuned for that until the end of the video. So let's start here with the pair EURAUD. So I'm currently only looking for a long opportunity on EURAUD, meaning I want to buy euro and sell the AUD. And the reason for that is that we have had this, or we still have this area of interest here with a round psychological level. Now the price has broken out of the level recently, and what I want to see now is price to come back into the area and test it again, give me the price formation that's indicating a reversal from the correction and then a continuation to the upside to profit off of a rising price. And on the weekly chart we can see a weekly wick that has closed, and the weekly candlestick has closed above the round psychological level, 1.79 round psychological level here on EURAUD, and it has left an enormous wick here which I expect to be filled in the coming week. So what I'm waiting for now is I want to wait for price to have a little wick down into the area, possibly even a little deeper, and creating a liquidity grab around the zone, giving me a neutral day or just a really convincing price action on the lower time frame. And then I want to see price filling this wick here, and that will be my chance to profit off of a rising price here and then possibly close the trade around this level here, the recent high, when it just completely filled the wick, leaving me with potentially, depending on how it will perform, but maybe leaving me with a 1 to 3.8 risk reward ratio, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the entry I'm getting. So this is one of my top trades for now, the EURAUD long trade. I'll see if it's going to play out like that. If it doesn't, then it is what it is, then I will not take this trade. But for now it's just time to wait and give me my price formation that I want to see here. I see it really likely that it could come a little deeper, testing and rejecting the 50 MA just as it did here. That's absolutely fine. If it does, and if the price action fits with what I want to see, then this trade is looking really good to me. Now let's continue with EURUSD. And EURUSD is a little more difficult for me because in the recent week I was looking for a short opportunity here by the breakout of this, or break of the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern here, which is a bearish pattern, a reversal pattern. And I was waiting for price to come back into the area and give me the price action, a rejection, to then sell EURUSD possibly. Well, it has done so. It has come back into the area, but I see it now reacting to, or potentially reacting to, another really significant level, which you can see here, which is a round psychological level, the 1.165 round psychological level, and on the daily chart even a small area of interest, which has been support and now potentially resistance. Especially here we had some resistance, we even had it here, and now this could either turn into support or another resistance area. But I want to wait for the price to have its moves and see what it is doing here and how it is reacting around this area. Meaning essentially I'm looking for 2 opportunities. First opportunity is a short opportunity, which means I wait for price to break this area, retest it a little bit. I have my price alarm set here, so I will get notified whenever it breaks the area. Then I want to see it retest and give me a clear rejection so that I then can sell EURUSD. And the other option is that the price formation will turn bullish here and I will open a long position on EURUSD instead and profit off of a continuation to the upside. I'll then probably target the recent high here, or one of the higher highs, for example this area, or maybe ultimately even the 1.19 round psychological level, which it had peaked into. But for now it's time to wait and just watch price action closely to not make any mistake here, see what price is doing, and then make a decision based off of the actual chart. So it's either a long or a short for me. Now let's have a look at GBPNZD, and I really like this pair because it has given me such great trades in the past, because it has a really clean price action quite often. As you can see, we had a break, we have a really nice retest here, a continuation, a break, a retest, a continuation, and this is essentially what I'm expecting now. I'm expecting price to come back into the round psychological level here, the 2.33 round psychological level. I want to see the liquidity grab, want to get my price alarm being triggered. It is an area of interest, resistance. Now I hope it will turn into support here. We have a green weekly candlestick, and I just want to wait for price now in 1 to 3 days. Who knows? Then I want to see the great price action again and the candlestick formation similar to here or some other bullish candlestick formation, and then just profit off of a continuation to the upside on GBPNZD. If it does that, great, because it has done so. It has done it many times in the past, and this seems to work really well for that pair if you execute it correctly. So why not taking the chance again if it is presented to you? So this will be my plan for GBPNZD, simple break and retest trade. Now let's have a look at the last pair already, which is AUDJPY. Well, it has been on the list of one of my recent Sunday market analysis, and that was when it created this huge gap here. Now I expected to fill this gap completely, which, as you can see, it has done so now. And what I'm expecting, or what I'm trying to look for, is essentially this retest trade again here. We can see it had cleared a good amount of liquidity below the round psychological level, the 97 round psychological level. And I'm expecting now, or I'm looking for a potential long opportunity here. It is a bit difficult and it's not really a clean setup on the weekly chart here especially. But what I want to see, I do not want to jump in right away because the price is way too high. I would have to set my stop loss somewhere below here, and this is not great. And this is not a great risk reward ratio I'm aiming for, or I could get here. So I want to wait for price to test the area again, maybe like some sort of double bottom rejection here, sweeping some liquidity, maybe a little even below the area again, and then a really bullish price formation or a really bullish shifter structure here, so that it's indicating the price might continue higher now. It's important to be patient here and not jump in right away, because I remember in the past I fell for that several times and it just stopped me out. So I'm not going to do the same mistake again, and I will wait for price to test the area again, give me my entry signal, and then potentially open a long position here if the correct price action is being presented to me. I just wanted to be a little closer to the zone, maybe forming some sort of inverse head and shoulders pattern, which you can see then this could be a shoulder, this could be the head, and this could be the other shoulder, creating a higher low here. And that would be a great indication for me that I want to buy now and expect or wait for price to continue to the upside again. Because if you can see, or if you look at the daily chart in general, we are in a big uptrend, and on the daily chart we are potentially rejecting the 50 EMA here now. So there are many factors that are in confluence here and indicating a rise in price on AUDJPY, and this is what I am trying to take advantage of. Now that's already it with the main pairs for this week's Sunday market analysis. Let's have a look at some of the pairs from last week and see how they have performed. And we are going to start here with the pair AUD-USD. So the plan on AUD-USD for me was to wait for a break below this area here. As you can see, the price has ranged quite a bit around in that area here. It is not a clear and clean breakout. It looks like there is a lot of selling pressure and buying pressure around the zone here, or in the zone at the same time, making the price just range there, and it's not showing a clear direction of where it wants to go now. Even the weekly chart, as you can see, has closed quite neutrally. This could be an indication that we might have a new liquidity grab to the downside and then a green weekly candlestick to the upside, similar to the formation we've had here. But since the price action information on the lower time frame is not really clear to me, and I do not like to just randomly open a position and then probably get stopped out because of an impatient decision, this is why I will not have a look at this pair on this week. It had its chance last week, but now I just want to wait for the price to form a clear direction and just see what it is doing to make a decision maybe in next week's Sunday market analysis. So right now, no clean breakout and no clear or clean indication that the price might want to continue to the upside. Now another pair is GBPUSD. And GBPUSD has had a similar formation to EURUSD, and the formation is still similar. The reason why I'm not really interested in looking at this pair for this week compared to EURUSD is because the direction for me is not very clear. It has been ranging way too much for me, and the zones are not as clear as they are on EURUSD, which is why I'd rather skip this trade now. The idea from last week was to wait for a retest of the area of interest here and then have a clean rejection of this neckline of this head and shoulders pattern here to then open a sell position on GBPUSD. Right now we've closed as a neutral daily candlestick, which is usually a great sign, especially around the 50, when we are rejecting the 50 EMA here. It could continue lower now, maybe it does, but if I even consider opening a position here, I want to wait for the price to break out of this area now at around psychological level, retest it. And that's why I've set an alarm here. So maybe that opportunity will present itself in the coming days, in the coming weeks, who knows, but right now, I'm not interested in this GBP/USD trade anymore because it has taken way too much time. We had a neutral candle here and this could absolutely turn bullish again, which is why I'd rather keep a distance now. And that's already it for this week. I have looked at the other pairs too, set price alarms, but they did not have any great trade setups or trade opportunities compared to the pairs I have on my list this week. If any of those price alarms that I've set are getting triggered, then I will have a look at the respective pair again and see if I can find any nice and interesting trade idea. When this happens, I will share the trade idea in my free Telegram channel, which you can join at any time. I will put the link to it into the video description. You will receive regular trade updates on my running trades and my trade entries and exits in this channel as well. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week. Remember to manage your risk properly and see you next Sunday.